Good morning, everybody. This is Michael at FOUCH FABS. This morning, my wife, who runs the office and takes the phone calls, she come to me with a customer concern this morning. It was a job I did a couple weeks ago. It's about an hour and 5-minute drive from our shop, and we seal every top when we leave. Granite, quartz, quartz doesn't have to be sealed, but if you watch any of my other videos, you know I do seal my quartz. But granite, marble, soapstone, quartzite, any of that has to be sealed once a year, once every 18 months, whatever. Well, you're supposed to let that sealer dry, usually overnight, and then in the morning you'll get a little bit of a haze on it, and you're supposed to take a dry rag, a dry paper towel, some type of dry cloth, and wipe that haze off. It's not even as tough as, say, buffing off wax on a car or anything like that. It's just a small little haze you just buff off. Every job, I leave an aftercare sheet. It looks like this right here. My wife actually takes the time to print these out for me on this nice pretty paper so that it grabs your eye when you walk into the door. Most people, when I install granite countertops, they come in and observe everything about the job. So if there's a piece of paper like this sitting in dead center of your island or your sink run, chances are you see it. If you don't notice a piece of paper like that, I also put 2 of my business cards and 2 ink pens on top of this piece of paper. On my business card, it has our website, it has our YouTube site, it has all the information on it you would ever need. This aftercare sheet, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to give you just a brief overlay. The first couple marks here: sealer. After the completion of your countertop installation, the granite, quartz, or marble stone gets a layer of sealer rubbed in. The installer applies the sealer for the homeowner so that the stone is more resistant to water and oil-based stains. Once the stone is properly sealed, the top will also be more resistant against everyday dirt and spills. All right, next little mark. The sealer takes a minimum of 6 to 8 hours to fully absorb into the fissures and stone. After the required time has passed, there will be a haze over the stone that can be buffed off with a dry rag or paper towel. The top should be resealed once a year. Now there's a lot of other stuff on here that talks about silicone, hot pots, and pans. But the sealer, that's the number one thing. That is every job. If you don't seal it, you're going to get stains. It's not going to be a shiny look as good. What it doesn't say on this, but what I do go over verbally, and I have talked about in other videos, if you don't buff that sealer off the next day, everything in the air, especially if you have workers in there, that's going to fall down, that's going to set on your top. So you're going to have this haze of sealer on it, and then everything in the environment is going to set on it. It's going to stick and mix with that sealer on top, and then you're going to have a problem. What happens is people buy a house, or they go on vacation, or they just don't pay attention to the guy that's done it 18 years and they don't buff off their sealer. 2 weeks later, I get a call like, there's something hazy on my top. Well, did you buff the sealer off? No, I didn't know to. Really? I went over it with you. I gave you an aftercare sheet or YouTube videos, tell it. Anyway, if you don't buff that sealer off, you get a haze. You can scratch it with your fingernail. Normally what happens is me or somebody in our company has to go to your home, take denatured alcohol, take razor blades, spend about an hour scraping every bit of sealer that we put on your top off, and then resealing it and telling you you have to buff it off again the following day. And if you don't do it again that time, we just repeat the process, repeat the process, repeat the process. So the moral of this story is buff your sealer off the next day. I've got a couple tops back here. I'm just going to give you an example of what happens with the sealer and all that. I've got some paper towels and some cleaners, and I'll tell you a little bit about that as I go. I usually just freestyle these videos. I don't have no script or anything, so just bear with me. We'll touch on it when we go. This top here, it came from the same house that I'm talking about. There was a little confusion when they built it. The cabinet was different than they were expecting, and it had an open bottom. So I have an open bottom sink here so that people can see how we put the clips and stuff in. But if you're a homeowner, you got a nice home, you don't want to see that unfinished area of the sink with the clips and stuff like that in it. And that's what we had on that. We had an open cabinet and it was showing underneath. So I ended up going up there and tearing it out, and they got a vessel bowl style sink, which is like this. Sits on top, we just drill a hole, it sits on. It looks a lot nicer and cleaner if you've got a cabinet that's open on the bottom, if you can see underneath. And they got this really cool petrified wood sink. So it looked better. It was a good choice to take that out and put the other one in. When I went back up there, you can obviously see that the sealer was not buffed off of this at all. And it's been sitting here probably 2 weeks and I haven't buffed the sealer off. So this is kind of what you get when you don't buff the sealer off, and this ain't as bad as some of the other ones I've seen. I'm thinking it's probably not as bad because it was setting kind of up and down, you know, like this. So the particles were not directly falling on it laying flat. So that's probably why it's not as bad. I'm trying to be a little gentle with this because I don't want to waste the top. I'm going to use it in my showroom. So at this point, you know, like I said, the sealer's been on it a while. I'm going to try to just take a paper towel and buff it off and see what happens. It's probably going to be pretty hard and it may not work. It's definitely taking a lot more effort than it normally would take. You can hear from my voice. So you can kind of see on the rag, the sealer, you can kind of see where it's starting to look shiny there now, all that. So we could probably take a razor blade and see if that'll help us scrape a little bit of it off. As you can see, a razor blade will not hurt your stone, and it is taking some of it off, making it a little easier for me. But main thing I wanted to show is how freaking much harder it is to get this sealer off once it's set for a little while. Thankfully, it wasn't setting flat straight up and down, so it is a little easier for me to get it off. So I know what the customer is talking about. This one is not as bad as some of the other ones I've seen. Like I said, you could actually take your fingernail and scratch it across, and you can see the sealer scratch off. Like right here, this is an area where it looks a lot like the customer's. You can see. See how I scratch it with my nail? I'll scratch it with this thing here. See that? That's what you end up with a lot on the customers. It looks like a fish scaly situation. But with the razor blade, you can scratch it off and then rub it off, but it does take a lot of work, and most people down here also. You can usually feel where it's really bad at. It kind of looks like a polyurethane coating on it. The first time I ever seen it years ago, I was like, daggone, did somebody spray polyurethane on these? What's it going on? But no, it's sealer, not buffed off. You can see it right there. It's it can become quite the pain in the butt if you leave it. And people think their stuff is just messed up and there's stuff all over it when it's not. They just didn't follow procedure. Where this has had that sealer on it a long time, it's definitely going to be protected, I tell you that. So another thing that customer said to my wife is, you know, we've got this haze on there, the tops look like crap, so we decided to take a poultice and try to scrub them down. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, if they took a daggone poultice or an abrasive material, something like a poultice would be something I assume like Comet, some type of abrasive material. A poultice is also like baby powder mixed with dishwashing liquid, and it's used sometimes to pull stains out of stone. I'm not sure what this lady is calling a poultice, but I'm assuming it's some type of abrasive material like a Comet or something like that, which is a big no-no on stone, especially her stone, because she's got a, I'm pretty sure she's got a fantasy brown, which is toward the softer end of material. It's light white and gray, very, very pretty, but very soft. Not like this black here. So as you can see, we have got most of that sealer buffed off. And there's a big visual difference in how that stone looks. And one thing I go over on my website and my videos and all that, and I've done a video specifically on this, is how to clean countertops. I made this up just a second ago to show you guys. It's soap and water. I may have put too much soap in it, I don't know, because I was trying to hurry for the video. But there's nothing in the world better, in my opinion, to clean granite with for everyday cleaning than soap and water. So I just sprayed that on there. That's Dawn, Blue Dawn dish soap with some regular water. Just sprayed her on there. I'm gonna wipe her down. I can still feel a little resistance in the lips of the sinkhole where I didn't scrub it real hard. And what will happen if you use soap and water or something wet on the stone before you buff all that sealer off, you'll end up with like a gooey mess. And trust me, no matter how much I go over this stuff with people, they still think they know better than I do and do whatever they want to do. So, but that's had sealer on it for a couple weeks. Had a little bit of a haze on it. Still got a little sealer in spots. But I think I got it off for the most part. Took a little soap and water, sprayed it on it. We're looking pretty good. This one here, I sealed it before we did the video here, just to kind of show, you know, kind of how easy it is. This is not 100% dried because it hasn't sat there that long, but I'm gonna get me a dry rag here and just wipe it off. You can kind of see where it's still wet in spots and it's dry in some spots, so I'm just gonna kind of buff that off. Even if you do it, you know, now, where it's only been on there maybe 30 minutes or so, still better than waiting a couple weeks, you know what I mean? You know, you might still have a little bit of aftermath on there, but you're not gonna have that. This is a leather material here also, so it's gonna look just a little different. The edges aren't even polished, but we use these for samples. But I just wanted to show how easy this sealer comes off with just a dry rag. There's nothing to it if you do it right. So, and you can hold it in the light and see that I've got most of it off. It looks pretty dry. You can tell if it's still wet and drying on there. If you get fingerprints, you can see I'm still getting fingerprints on there. So that sealer is still drying a little bit. But I think it's good for the most part. I could wait another 30 minutes or so and I think it'd probably be totally dry. And then we could clean it off real good. One of the main reasons I tell the customers to wait overnight to buff it off is because we put beads of silicone if they got backsplash where it attaches, the backsplash attaches to the top. Also anywhere the top attaches to drywall, we put paintable caulk. And also underneath where attached to the cabinets, we put a silicone. The sink, we put silicone. And if I let customers go ahead and buff that sealer off, you know, within an hour, that silicone hasn't had time to dry, that painter's caulk hasn't had time to dry, then they touch it with a paper towel or their hand and it looks freaking ugly and smears. So if I have them wait till the following morning, that gives the silicone and painter's caulk plenty of time to dry, so when they buff it and hit it and touch it, it doesn't mess up. You can also use this hard surface cleaner. It'll work fine for cleaning tops, you know. We sell this here. I'm still a big fan of just soap and water, but this here will work. It will not eat off your sealer, and it doesn't leave any streaks or anything like that. We use a couple different types of sealer depending on the stone that we're working with. Ager is my go-to sealer. It's a color enhancing sealer. It ages the stone, brings out the secondary colors. On the quartz, I'll put just a basic sealer on it because quartz doesn't absorb the stone, doesn't need to be sealed, but the sealer works as a protection and keeps it from getting stains and things like that. If I have a really soft porous stone, I will use the ager first, buff it in real good, and then I will go back on top of that with an impregnating sealer, which is a high-end, super strong sealer. We try to give our customers the best protection possible, but nothing we do will help the customer if they do not follow procedure on buffing that stuff off. It's just going to be a waste of my time and your time. So please read the aftercare sheets that a business gives you. Pay attention to your installer when he's going over the do's and don'ts. And if you're not there, and maybe another worker takes your aftercare sheet, the Natural Stone Institute has a website. You can go to it and get just tons of information on natural stone, how to use it, how to seal it, how to clean it, all that. You can also contact us here at the shop. We have hired some new help here at the shop. Melissa, Gary, who helps me with my videos here. Shay is our new girl. Now there will always be somebody here to answer the phone, and they can answer those sealer questions for you. Just whatever you do, do not just go grab some type of abrasive material and try to get that stuff off yourself. Get you some information. Knowledge is power, and do it right so that we don't have to redo it over and over. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.